Buenos dias and good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Jacksonville, Florida. We're at Edward Waters University live for the WTFL All-Star game between the WTFL All-Stars and the Blaze from Mexico. I'm Adam Bell along with Sammy Hendricks, Ryan Taylor on the sideline camera, George Vining with Raptor on our drone coverage this afternoon. So we've got the whole place covered for you. Welcome to Jacksonville, Florida. Sammy, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. Good. Ready for some all-star football.
Want to give a shout-out to KSDY out of San Diego and Baja, California. Now, these games will be replayed on Channel 50 out there in San Diego later on this week, so be sure and check that out. But right now, we're going to be live for you on our YouTube channel at the Charlton Sports Network. So we've got the keys to the game today, man, with the All-Stars. Everybody, huge travel. And one issue has already come up. You passed me a note a while ago. Some of the All-Stars here for the WTFL are actually going to be members of the Legacy Bowl 4 champions, the Brick House Bricks.
Yeah, there were. I think it's going to actually be some from the Bricks and the Sting as well, from what I'm seeing over on the sideline. Some travel issues happened, I guess, with the big outages that we had over the last couple of days, and some of the All-Stars from other areas of the country were not able to make it here today. So the U.S. All-Star team is having to pick up some players that are actually, I think, backups or fill-ins. They're actually picking them up to be able to give the USA a full roster to play this game.
Keys to the game I have for the WTFL. With all this mix of players from different teams from all over the country. We've got players in here from as far away as Seattle, obviously Sacramento with the Bricks, as far north as River City and Virginia. The players from everywhere. Keys to the game for them are going to be continuity, I think, the ground game, and just a basic solid defense.
Yeah, I mean, these teams, especially now that some of the players weren't able to make it, I don't know, or we don't know how many practices this All-Star team was able to participate in. So, it's probably going to be just a run game probably for the USA All-Stars.
For the Blaze, I think you got to conserve energy, that long road trip. I mean, that's a huge road trip from Mexico all the way to the East Coast, Jacksonville, Florida. Try to control the game tempo. And I'll tell you, we were watching these ladies from Mexico pregame before the championship game. There's some speed on this Mexican team. I think you got to control your game speed for the Mexican squad.
Well, one thing's for sure, they're either hyped and ready to play, or they're going to be wore out because they've been out here since 11 o'clock this morning, originally anticipating a 12 o'clock kickoff time. So they were out here early this morning, warming up, getting loose for the 12 o'clock kickoff, and then the plans changed, having to get the championship game in first. So they were either ready to go or they're tired and wore out, one of the two.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it. Those storm clouds are rolling in. Hopefully, we'll get this thing in its entirety. Now, we want to explain to fans at home like we had to do for the championship game, because there's a major storm coming here into Jacksonville. They've knocked the quarters down to 10-minute quarters and a running clock. You want to run us through that?
Yeah, like I said, you're trying to get both games in. Weather's coming in and it looks bad over here already south of us or west of us, or east of us, whichever late it is, but having to change the quarter from, I guess, 12 or 15 minutes down to 10 minutes, and it will be a running clock other than on timeouts. So this game will move along a little bit faster, so every time the ball changes or stops, don't expect no clock to stop. It'll keep running other than at halftime and on timeouts.
That's the Mexican squad's right here in front of us, the Blaze team in all white. That's actually pretty smart with this heat.
Yeah, I like it. And I like it because they're white jerseys, and I can read the numbers.
And so, you can read the numbers.
Yeah.
You're happy. The WTFL squad, they're over there on the far side. Our sideline camera and our drone camera aren't up in the air yet. We're waiting to see what this weather's going to do. I don't want these guys to get struck by lightning. Obviously, we don't want the players to get struck either. But the WTFL over there in red, white, and blue on the far side. And like we said during pregame, I'd say probably maybe a quarter of the teams made up of bricks that have graciously decided to stick around. And the reason is that is the whole country knows airlines. The airlines with the Microsoft ground, what's it called? CrowdStrike.
Yeah, something like that. I can't
Yeah,
remember
something
what
like
it is.
that.
Yeah.
Anyway, it went down, affected a lot of flights. Yeah, go ahead. And so that's the reason why some players are having to be filled in on the All-Star side.
Yep, that's right. And like I said, you mentioned the bricks. There's also some from the Sting as well, and they're going to wear their original uniforms. They won't have an All-Star uniform on, so we'll be able to identify those as the time comes. Looks like we're getting ready to have a coin toss, I believe.
And the captains for the Blaze are on the field. We want to welcome the viewers from Mexico. We hope you enjoy today's webcast. And like we said, Channel 50 KSDY will be replaying both games in their entirety on their channel out in San Diego to be broadcasted into the Baja and Mexico area.
Okay. Looks like we will not have a coin toss. Maybe they've already done it pregame and we just didn't see it, or they are just agreed on who will get the ball first. But
well,
it looks
no coin toss, going straight to play.
Yeah, it looks to me like the Mexico team may be getting the ball first.
Hold on. Hey guys, we just got a lightning delay.
And we've just been notified now that we are in a lightning delay, so they'll probably bring both teams off the field.
Lightning delay already.
Yeah, so should have both teams come off the field, and if it's worse any other place, normally it's can't do anything before 30 minutes after the first lightning strike.
The officials are ready to go, but I think the league is going to call a lightning delay.
Got Mr. Whitehat. Billy Cobb will come over and speak with director and see if we can decide what's going on here. There's like they're going to leave. Teams are still on the field.
This is the shot over the stadium. That's what that's the weather that's rolling in. It doesn't look good.
All right, so Whitehat walking back on the field and see if he gets the players off the field for this lightning delay. Looks like Mr. Whitehat's ready to go.
We need that weather to push out onto the ocean, Sammy. It needs to go around us.
Yeah. So it looks like both teams are going to leave the field due to the lightning delay. And again, like I said, if it's like any other place or that we've been around, usually there is at least a 30-minute wait after the previous lightning delay before we can start again.
The squad from Mexico, man, they've been here all day, ready to go.
Get on the field or loose, ready to go, and have a lightning delay.
They've suited up twice.
Yep.
These ladies want to play some football.
So both teams off the field. Officials are going to walk off as well. And we will be under a unknown amount of time of lightning delay.
Well, we're going to stay live. Let's see if we can we're commercial free today, so Sammy, you've got the call for a minute. I'm going to see if I can get some folks up here to maybe talk about the two squads and so forth. We'll be right back. Here's Sammy Hendricks with the call.
In case you just tuning in, we just went under a lightning delay, and I'm not sure how this league works the lightning delay. I know in high school and other sports we've done around the area, you have to have a 30-minute time frame after the lightning presents itself before you can start back. And every time the lightning shows itself within that 30 minutes, you have to start your time over again. So this lightning delay was called right now at about 5:43. So you're looking at about 5:10 or so, or 6:10 or so before we were able to get underway. That's if the original lightning delay stays like it is. Both teams are going to their locker room. Officials that left the field. And it is getting really dark around us, so we are under delay and don't know when we'll get started. But we will let you know as soon as we find out. Real quick, I'm going to go over some of the names, if I can pronounce these correct, on the All-Star rosters for the Mexico All-Stars. Number 26, Europa Polito. Number 21, Donna Janoco. Number 90, Dolores Solis. Number 3, Yvonne Valleser. Number 20, Alondra Flores. Number 55, Gia Toscano. Number 12, Jacila Sarmiento. Number 17, Katia Hernandez. Number 23, Karen Rodriguez. Number 77, Rebecca Fonseca. Number 30, Sonia Gonzalez. Number 53, Paola Jimenez. Number 33, Maria Osorno. Number 67, Kay Jamel. Number 50, Azarelli Velasquez. Number 16, Joanna Gomez. Number 29, Kendani Velasquez. And number 1, Christina Peralta. For the U.S. All-Stars, roster members that I do see, number 0, Tyriana Johnson. Number 3, Hilton. Number 7, Victoria Nichols. Number 21, DuBernie Phillips. Number 25, Tasha Walker. Number 33, Pache Rivers. Number 50, Shakita Brown. Number 53, Desiree Spivey. That's the numbers that I have now. Some I have first names, some I have last names, some I have both. So I'll try to get those to you the best that I can. And that's the ones that I know. I know there's members of the River City Sting and the Brick House Bricks on both sides, and I'll get those to you by the time we get started.
Sammy, I went down and spoke with some of the Mexican officials. They're going to send a coach up here in just a little bit,
okay.
So we'll have them on the air. We have a lot of viewers from out of the country watching today, so we want to try to keep them involved with the webcast as well.
Okay.
Let's talk about that championship game a while ago, man. Started off slow, a little bit of, both teams jet lag, all the stuff going on around the game. But the offenses finally got going in the second half. Turned out to be a great game.
Yeah, good defensive ball game. Both scores in the game were in the third period. The Brick were able to get a good drive going. Had 2 really good pass plays completed to number 12, number 2, Jessica Davis. She made 2 great catches on that drive, one for 12 yards and one for 19 yards. The 19-yard being the winning score there for the touchdown. And then on the other side for the Sting, number 5, C.J. James, she broke one off for about 32 yards for the Sting's only score. And everything else was on the defensive side of the ball.
And I almost feel bad for the Sting. This is the second time I've covered the Sting in a Legacy Bowl championship game. In both games, they've come up just shy of getting that big trophy.
Well, we talk about it all the time. Other teams that we cover, extra points are big. And those 2 points that they weren't able to convert on the extra point try were big in the ball game, with an 8-6 result.
It was a great game. Yeah. They left it all out there, literally left it all out there on the field. Yeah. They were dropping like flies there toward the end, but it was a hot day. This North Florida, South Georgia heat, it's a little different than up north and out west.
Oh, yeah, it's really hot, yep. And just want to wish one of the Sting players, I believe it was number 98, LaToya Parrish. She was injured there late in that fourth quarter, and I believe I seen her EMS come and carried her probably to the hospital, check out that leg or foot injury that she has. Just want to wish her well with whatever her injury was.
Hey, we got there we go. Sammy, I corralled Terry McGriff, league owner and commissioner of the WTFL. Terry, you're not going to have any hair left after today, man.
You ever
But
heard
y'all
that
done
song? If it ain't one thing, it's another.
you guys have done a fantastic job trying to get these games in. You knew the weather was coming, Microsoft and all their drama with the airlines and everything. Yeah. And, man, it's just been one thing after another, but you guys have really held your heads high and kept on plugging.
Yeah, this has been a adventure. You know, if it wasn't what was the movie Adventures in Babysitting, this is about as close as you're gonna get to it in real life. This is what we were worried about right here, to try to not get that other game in. But what can you do about Mother Nature? Not much.
Not much we can do about that. But talk about the championship game a moment ago. Yeah, you jokingly said no over. You didn't want overtime. It didn't happen, but we were 2 minutes away or 2 points away from it.
I was kind of getting worried because it looked like the Sting had some momentum.
Yeah,
and I think that last penalty really put the nail in the coffin for them. Because I think if they would have been able to get around that corner and not get that holding penalty, I think they would have probably, because I think those guys were just about ready to crack. And I think they would have been able to make a couple of big plays. And then they got a couple of injuries that hurt some players right there. And I think that kind of just put the nail in the coffin on them right there. But they had an outstanding season. When I was down on the field, I told them they had nothing to be
they both left it all out
ashamed of them. And under the circumstances, both teams, they played the game a couple of hours early, so they didn't go through their normal routine. Mm-hmm. So, you know, they both organizations, class act, they did a wonderful job for the league, you know, so that we can get this game in. And because we want those folks coming up from Mexico to be able to have their game. You know, they've been here a few days now. They practiced, they did some things, and they wanted to play. They were looking forward, especially after last year. They kind of got a spanking last year, and they came with some more talent. And they were like, no, we want to play this one. And they weren't talking about winning, which I think they had a chance to do this year, even this year. I think they have a chance to do it, but they're going to do a great job. I can't wait till this Lightning get over from us, and I think we'll have a really good show in this second game.
Yeah. What kind of Lightning delay are we talking about time-wise?
I think it's going to be like 15, 20 minutes, and it's done by the university. They're monitoring it.
So 15 to 20 minutes past the last lightning strike, right?
Yeah, and so once they do that, they're going to call us and let us know, and then we'll be back on the air again, getting this thing.
Thank you.
So, man, once we get through this weekend, I'm jokingly saying, as soon as this game is over, the next 3 days is going to be sunshine and 70 degrees, and we're like, where did this come from? You know, and but if we can get through it, I'll be happy. I think everybody, for the most part, will be satisfied. The one thing I did not want to do was walk away and not want to crown a champion, and we did that. And once again, congratulations to the Brickhouse Bricks of Anaheim, Antelope Valley.
Definitely considering the circumstances and everything surrounding that's things that you can't control.
No.
I learned a long time ago in this business webcasting, if you can't control it, don't stress it.
Yeah.
But it's hard. It's easier to say than actually done. Mm-hmm. Coming up, I think we have a team a representative from the Team Mexico squad up here. Maybe we could get them on the air. We have a lot of viewers from Mexico logged in right now.
There he is right now. I'm going to turn over this helmet to Coach Igor.
I'm going to give you my headset, and I'll let you guys. Sammy, you're gonna be the lead on this, Sammy. Okay?
Uh-oh.
There you go, sir.
All right. So,
Coach, thank you. Thanks for joining us. We were just talking a while ago before pregame started here. Man, he asked us about your team. I said, well, one or two things. They're either going to be wore out by now or ready to go. You know, you guys are down here at 11 o'clock warming up and getting ready to go for a anticipated 12 o'clock kickoff, and then things happen with the travel arrangements, and we had to change the schedule a little bit and play the All-Star game first. How's your team doing right now?
Well, they still have the hope to play the game. It was a heartbreak not to play at the scheduled time, but they are ready for that and more. So they are ready to play football anytime.
Well, then get back on the field out there and get ready to go, get out on the field, getting ready to line up for kickoff, and then a lightning delay. So you can see their heads just kind of drop a little bit when they come back off the field again.
Yeah, as staff, we need to be inside the player's head, and we need to turn the chip up and down. We need to know our players and how to approach them. And it's something that you cannot control.
Right.
You need to continue. Life goes on, and that's the same here at football. Yeah.
And you got teams from all over, or players from all over Mexico from different areas. Kind of tell us where some of your players are from around Mexico.
We have players from Guadalajara. We have 2 teams there from Guadalajara, the place where the tequila born. Also from Estado de Mexico, Mexico State, and also Mexico City.
Good. Now, what about the temperature down here in South Florida or North Florida? How have you guys adapted to that? Is it worse here than we're in Mexico, or is it a little bit cooler down here?
Well, they are used to in Guadalajara to this weather. However, we are not used. The people from Mexico City, we are not used to this weather.
The hit of humidity.
Yeah. However, we had a good learning from last year's game, and we came prepared for that. We are managing things pretty well this time, but it's still hot.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, you learn to drink a lot of water down here during this time of this year.
Yes.
Terry, you got anything for him there?
Oh, yeah. Well, first of all, I'd like to just thank you guys so much for what you've done. Our partnership has just been heaven sent. Everybody's excited about what we do together, how we're trying to work together to bring this game for women's football, keeping it global, making it even more global, and showing all the cooperation that all the nations can have. And hopefully we'll be an example as we go forward for other organizations and what we do. I mean, we already have the IFAF when they do the World Championship, so this helps our girls too. I think also be able to get more talent from our different leagues on those teams too as we go forward.
Yeah, we need to support female football because it's not so popular in Mexico as is in USA, and we need to keep fighting. If it was easy, anybody could do it. And
right.
We are
Right.
opening the bridge so we can trace a path, and hopefully more girls can play football.
Mm-hmm. No, you're right. So, we're hoping we'll be able to get down there because you're getting ready to do a season. Is that correct?
Yes, we're going to begin season in September. Different teams across the republic, and we are just preparing something for the end of the year. So we might host you.
Okay. I'm looking forward to that.
U.S. team there in Mexico.
Yeah, we owe you one. So we're going to be putting a team together to go down there, and hopefully we won't get embarrassed like the last time we came down there.
No
So,
problem.
in case you don't know, where we met was we Coach Hal Mummy, myself, a few other coaches that we know. We did the Aztec Bowl a couple of years ago down in Mexico City, and Igor hosted us and took care of us, and it was a beautiful experience. And then he sent us home with a butt whooping.
Let me ask you, being an obviously this is an international game. What are the logistics involved in bringing a team all the way, not just across the border, but across the border and across the nation? That's got to be a huge undertaking.
Yeah, it was something really, really difficult because of the visas. Mexican citizens need a U.S. visa to enter the country. That's the most difficult part of all. But the Duval mayor, with the help of Terry and the people here at Edward Waters University, gave us all the facilities to go to the U.S. consulate there in Mexico, so we could get our visas in speed time. Because if you want to ask a visa, they give you 2 years for your appointment. Okay, so it's really difficult. And with the help of all the people involved, we got our appointment in 2 weeks. That was the major problem. Then we needed to put all the team together here in Jacksonville because not everybody lives near each other. Okay, so Guadalajara needed to fly to Atlanta, then to connection to Jacksonville. Some other flew to Miami, then the connection to Jacksonville. So we all came together here in the hotel in Jacksonville, and we began working. The first time that we see each other was here in Jacksonville.
Yeah,
Are there a lot of women's football teams in Mexico for y'all to play there, or do you have to come over to the States to get your games in?
No, we have a lot of football there in Mexico. We have a bunch of leagues, high quality leagues, like the FXF. That's the most important tackle football league in Mexico. We are partnered. We made a partnership with them, We are working together just to promote football. There are a lot of leagues because Mexico is too difficult in geography. We cannot drive straight like you in America, so the roads are really really difficult, and that's why the geography made us to create different leagues by region. So we have a lot of teams across Mexico. Maybe, and I'm no joking, maybe 12,000 players across Mexico for tackle football.
I need to give you folks back home a shout out. We have a lot of viewers from Mexico watching today.
Yeah, thank everybody for the support. Gracias a todos por estarnos viendo. And we are just waiting for the last line to land, and we can count the clock to have the kickoff again.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't speak Spanish, but we have a lot of YouTube comments on our YouTube chat room. I don't know if I should want you to translate them or not.
Let's wait until the end of the game.
But while we're doing it, I do want to thank specifically thank City Councilman Raul Arias and his staff. They did a wonderful job helping us and working with us to make sure that they would expedite those visas in there. And that's the thing that we're looking not to hear just here, but any other places that any of the leagues and we all go to try to make this game internationally. You know, those hurdles that people don't understand to put on these type of events. There's a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes, like what you guys do. It takes a lot of people behind the scenes to make these things go up for people to enjoy. So first of all, please hit that like button for them. Secondly, you know, if you can find a way to support women's tackle football, no matter where you're at. Who cares the league? These ladies out here, they bust their butt. They play football. They go home. They take care of their families. They got to work, and they do this for the love of the game. And I mean, it's probably one of the truest forms of the love of the game. They actually invest their own money to do the things that they got to do. So hopefully, you know, we'll start getting. The whole thing is to bring a production quality enough that we'll start getting more general fanfare, where people will start filling up our stands, buying the products, wanting to follow these girls so that they can create revenue, so that these players can be paid one day, compensated, and then actually be recognized. Kind of similar to the WNBA. You got women's tennis. These are great athletes. We saw some great plays in that first game, and this All-Star game, we're going to see some great. As soon as we get done as Lightning, we're going to see some more great plays. So it's a great piece of entertainment that people need to come and see. So what we're doing with our league is trying to do it in a way where people will respect what we do as business and as entertainment. Come support what we do, and then we can start bringing in revenue, and then help on finding a way to compensate these ladies for what they do.
Let me ask you, Terry. No, you're fine. You're fine. It's speaking me up.
Okay.
If these ladies, obviously, for everybody involved with your league today, traveled a very long distance. So I know you want to get this All-Star game in, but I've got to ask, given the weather, is there a drop-dead time where you got to say no joy?
It'll be on his call, because he's the one that came the furthest. Whenever they said they're going, we'll stay here, because we got it all day. So I think we'll get in. You said you want to at least get 2 quarters in.
That's the minimum, yeah.
Yeah. So
I know they dressed out twice today,
yes,
so
yes.
I know they want to play.
So I'm not going to leave, and I think now we got the juices of both teams, because we seen some of the girls. We got more players that want. Hey, we'll come in and we'll help out. We know the other girls. My friend, she couldn't make it. I'm going to play for her. My friend over here, she couldn't make it. I'm going to play for her. I just talked to her on the phone. She's stuck in there. She's still stuck in the airport. So I just go ahead and see if you can get home, and we'll play for you.
Right.
So that's the thing. That's the other thing that makes me so proud of this league, because we got a lot of camaraderie across the league. You did not see one fight in that game, that championship game.
Yep.
It's close and highly contested it was. You got a lot of people to lose their temper. Not one person lost their temper at the end of the game. You see how nobody had to say, come and line up. They did. They lined up. They worked together. They adapted out. And I know River City was disappointed, because they came here to win, and they played hard, and they were close. You know what I mean? And for them to lose their second straight time in the Champions Legacy Bowl, that's got to be heartbreaking.
Yeah.
And I felt for them, you know what I mean? But I also would have felt for the Bricks, too, because it would have been their second straight time here. And it kind of be, you kind of be like the Buffalo Bills or the old Minnesota Vikings. You keep going to the dance, but you can't cross over, you know? So, you feel for them, but you also saw the professionalism and the class that they displayed, even in defeat. And that's what we're working on.
Exactly. Yeah. Coach, one more quick question for you. This being an all-star team, how hard it was for you to get your girls together to do practice, or did y'all get any chance to do any practicing with each other before coming over here to play this all-star game?
We relied on their coaches, and we named little head coach in each area.
Okay.
So thanks to technology, we could uh, input the plays, practice on the board and everything. And the first time that we practiced all together as a team was on the beach 2 days ago.
Yeah.
So we went to the Jacksonville beach and we played the first play there. So it was a little bit difficult just to get rhythm, but they have the experience, the will, and it was really easy.
All right. So even without the girls actually getting together and doing a lot of practices, or ladies, I should say, they pretty much know what to expect from each other as a whole team there then. Is that right?
Yep, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw them practice earlier in the week and yesterday. They looked like they was like a pretty good well-oiled machine. You can tell that they were coming from different places, but they had their stuff together. They knew how to communicate with each other, and they were doing a really good job. So I expect them to give us a good game and if not win. You know, I'm going to be biased in this because this is my bud right here. This is one of my good friends, and I don't want to make it seem like the game's not competitive. And I think they after last year, I know they're ready. And then I'm kind of a little nervous when we go down there to play them. So we just want to make sure that there's the old saying, do them right now, because when your turn comes, you don't want them doing you wrong.
Right. Well, it looks like your ladies are a bunch of dancers out on the field out there. Do we expect to see some dancing on touchdown scores when it happens?
I hope no. I hope they respect the rival, the opponent, but they were trying to make friends with the American team. They knew some players from last year, so they met each other again there in the field. They began to dance, and everything went natural. So
Yeah. Well, they look loose, a little ready to go.
yeah,
for sure.
we worked on of their minds before the game, and that's good.
Yeah. I would be remiss especially for this All-Star game, without mentioning one of our major sponsors, our Militech Technology. If you guys in the football world and baseball and softball world have not heard, go on YouTube and just look them up. It's going to change. It had already changed the game. We have Coach Brian Billick with us, Coach Mike Smith from the Atlanta Falcons. It's a technology so you no longer have to use your armband in the old way. It's an electronic armband, totally encrypted, no Wi-Fi, no cell phone. You will be able to send plays from the tablet to the player's wristband in a millisecond. It will make it easier for you to call your plays if you have younger players that just saw some lightning. Younger players that are really talented, but you can't get them on the field because of the play calling and things like that and wording. You'll be able to basically just put anything you want to in this tablet, put your entire playbook, run your play sheets without ever filling out another armband again. Be able to do your practices. It's just going to change the technology. We just used it at the Hula Bowl, and everybody, all the college football players, all the coaches, like, when can we get this? Where was this 2 years ago? You know, so it's really big. They're a great company. So if you got a chance, just Google our Miller Technology. Go on YouTube. They got all the videos from all the different colleges. It's totally approved right now up to the FBS level in NCAA football, all the way through in NCAA baseball and softball, and just all the high schools and stuff right now. A lot of the youth programs, a lot of the JV and middle school programs across the country are using it. It's starting to come here. We're in Jacksonville. We got a few schools that we've shown it to right now. I had one coach told me, "Coach, don't tell this nobody else. I don't want competitors looking at this thing." So and if you don't have it in the next 6 months, you're probably going to lose to a team that has it, and you're not going to like it. That's why if there's a couple of videos we went to a showcase, and the coach was like, "Yeah, when the first person get it, everybody's going to have it because they're going to need to keep up."
Well, sound like a good system.
Yeah.
So look forward to seeing it in the future.
Yep. So.
Tell us about your team. I mean, obviously we have some time to get. Tell us about I know you don't want to give any secrets out before you play the WTFL.
Oh, we got.
Tell us about some star players and so forth for your squad.
Yeah, we have
For fans to look for.
Yeah, we have 3 great quarterbacks. Vanessa is a great quarterback. She has experience from last year. She improved her football. She can throw the ball. She's not afraid to contact. But also we have some new quarterbacks from Guadalajara, which also love the contact, and they have some lingerie football experience, so they know to hit people, and they love contact. At defense, we have pretty much defensive backs. We have an all-star Mexico defensive back who made it to the World Championship a few years ago. Unfortunately, the Mexican Federation couldn't afford the the trips so the team can travel all together. So they they needed to travel separately, and they lost the first match and they were eliminated. But that was a pretty good team, and we have a cornerback who has world championships experience, and she's here with us. She's Europa. She's a defensive back. She belongs to the FXF, the league where we have partnership, and we're pretty excited that she is sharing all her experience with the new talent that's coming ahead.
I'm getting the owner of the championship.
Oh, okay. All right. Come on.
So, just give you a little backstory. Dwayne, your turn.
Terry, come back to me real quick. Just introduce this gentleman that's coming on. And I think after this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to shut the webcast down for a while until you're ready to come back up for the game, because this lightning's getting close.
Gotcha.
All right?
Gotcha.
But here you go.
I'll hold that for you.
I got too much. Okay, I'm ready. Test 1, 2. Thank you, sir.
I just hold it to the down here.
All right.
So this is Dwayne Muffler Simon, the world famous Dwayne Muffler Simon, now WTFL champion Dwayne Muffler Simon.
Thank you. How you doing? All right. How you doing? What's your name?
Sammy Hendricks.
Sam Hendricks?
Yep.
All right. What's your name?
Adam Bell.
Adam Bell?
Adam Bell, yes.
Adam Bell. Okay. Sammy, I'm bad with names. I'm good with faces.
So we've been knowing each other quite a few years now. We've been going, yeah, about 3-4 years
Yeah.
at least.
Well, this is your national champion.
yes, this is- yes,
Okay,
yep.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
So he's been with me since day 2 basically.
Yeah, they too. Yeah, basically.
And, so last year he made it to the championship, played in a really tight game, and just couldn't quite pull it out at the end.
Yeah.
And he's like, "We're gonna be back next year."
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
We knew we were coming back.
Yeah, see,
Yeah. We definitely knew we were coming back. The girls, ever since they left that field when we were in Daytona Beach, it was, you could see it on their faces, you could smell it on their breath. We'd be back, unfinished business. And they maybe took a week or 2 off after last season, and they've been at it ever since. They was focused, laser focused. And but today, I mean, we're champions. I get it. We may not have played like it.
yeah, you did.
Well, we did what we needed to do. We fought through adversity, like Terry was saying earlier in the presentation. We went through a lot of fights, a lot of fighting to get here. Not physical, but mental and emotionally and financially and all that. It was a lot getting here. But I'm really proud of the girls, how they, not so much how they handled the adversity, but just getting through it. They actually fought through it, whatever way that women do, and it worked. We here, we champions, and we're gonna bask in it for a minute. We're gonna put it into the right perspective and enjoy this win.
During the championship game, that fourth quarter, it was like 45 seconds left, something like that. You had a fourth down. I was a little, no, it was a minute something left.
Right.
But you had a fourth down. I thought you might have had an opportunity to kill the clock and run one more play that you elected to punt.
Right.
Did you talk about that?
Well, defensively, we've never had a problem. It's always been the confusion. I'll call it confusion right now, for lack of a better way to put it. We'll call the confusion on offense was evident throughout the game because we're a high-scoring offense. But this game, I think the heat, the humidity, I mean, it was hot for everybody. But for us, our girls handle that a little bit differently. It makes them angry. And sometimes when women get angry, all the logic goes out the window. So, the challenge was to calm them down and just get through each play just slowly, like baby steps. We had to take baby steps all game. And we reeled it in when it was time to reel it in.
See, this is typically who he is. He's kind of low-key. This man has a lot of history in this country. Like when I first met him and some things I told him, and I'll get to that, some of his accolades. But that's how he is. He's always been the person of reason, He tries to make sure that everybody happy, even at his own detriment sometimes.
Yeah.
And
My wife hates that. She hates that. You're so humble. I'm like, look, you got to let things play out sometimes, you know?
no, because I'm going to tell the story.
Okay.
He went through a whole coaching change. They had a different head coach. Certain things happened. Things didn't work out. We're going to go into a whole bunch of details. Him and the other coaches, they had to take over. It went like flawless. Outside of the scoring dip, because of all the stuff that we had to go through, and everybody just to get everybody here, we through all the stuff in the last 48 hours, just the normal logistics of trying to go across the country.
Right.
Not only, and then you have all the events that happened in the last 24 plus the weather, because you've got to remember they were scheduled to play in a couple of more hours. They weren't really supposed to be playing yet.
Right.
So they had to rush that on top of all the other things that they get to. And that goes for both sides. You got to, congratulate the River City Sting. Everybody got together, and that's one of, again, why I really love these folks, because we came together after all of okay, what are we going to do? And we figured it out, and they got it done. Same thing they did on the field. Had to get all the little confusion. They figured it out, got it together. But that's what makes him like that, and I think that's why to keep these ladies, he always keeps that team that keeps gravitating back to him. So
Well, I love them genuinely. You know what I'm saying? And I think they feel the love no matter what. I'm the Rodney Dangerfield of this team. I get no respect, but I'm not here for respect. I'm here for genuinely women's empowerment. I want the BRIC organization to be a safe haven for women. That's why I built it. The team before that, the California Crush, I built them, like that, and that didn't go well, but I moved it on to the BRICS, and I want the girls to feel safe here. You can come here and get what you need. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of the check marks for the BRICS.
yeah, this man doesn't have to. What I want to say, he doesn't have to. He's been accomplished, especially in the music industry. He don't really call. We don't really talk about it. But I'm going to give him his flowers right now while he's in front of me. This is some of the most famous songs that you've heard of, especially by LL Cool J. He produced.
Okay.
Yeah.
He was part of the LA Posse back in the 80s and produced a lot of hits, helped other people produce a lot of hits, Def Jam.
Yeah, Def
some of the
Jam,
stories
yeah.
he told me, oh my God.
yeah, that's some stories. I actually talked to, we had a text
With
going
LL?
back with LL a
Okay.
couple of days ago.
Uh-huh.
And I think him and I, once he hears the stuff that I got for him, I think we're going to get back in the studio and do some stuff. But
Okay.
it remains to be seen, but
Yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah,
I'm working on it.
And so he never really mentions that. He don't talk about it, but he goes about his business trying to work for these girls. That's all of us do. And that's what, like, when we first went at the Pumas, my whole thing was what's best for the player, what's best for the teams, not a lot of the other stuff that has nothing to do with the sport, nothing to do with the business of the sport. But what's the best of the girls? And everybody not going to see things the same way, like we talked about earlier. But everybody, we've had our little knockdown. Man, what? And we always, but we work it out, and you let people feel the way they need to feel, express themselves, and make sure everybody know that they heard.
Right.
And I think that's what gets us through even situations like this, even in this situation right there. Because, like, they could have just packed up, went home. We got our chance, we're going home. And they knew what the situation was with the other girls not being able to make it. In their stead, we're going to go help our team out, help out our league, to help these girls, let these girls from Mexico make sure they get a game, and they go home and they have a good time.
Yeah, diplomacy. And it comes from, the respect I got for Terry.
Thank you. Checks in the mail.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's why I came back up here. Anyways, that's out of respect for Terry. Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, Coach, I'm going to go back to the game real quick.
Okay.
You look at the stats on here, and, mine, I think they're pretty close. You look at a team that only had 56 yards of total offense, you would think they was on the losing end of the deal.
Mm-hmm.
Two big plays are on their third quarter drive, 12-yard pass to Jessica Davis and a 19-yard touchdown pass to her.
Mm-hmm.
Defense played a great game. How much can you speak on that defense of your team today?
Like I say, our defense has never been our it's always been our strong point. We have some really gritty girls. Even if they make a mistake, they make it at 100 miles an hour. So, we try to play fast on defense. I know we play hard on defense, but on offense, even though the girls have been playing together all year, some of this stuff is still confusing to them.
Mm-hmm.
And when you put them in a pressure cooker, it kind of turns into pressure.
Right.
It turns into pressure. So they were feeling a little bit of pressure today with the elements and the plays and the personnel changes.
The time change.
Yeah, the time changes, all that stuff. it came into play, and it all culminated right here on the field, and they dealt with it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, but as far as the defense is concerned, the defense, like they did what I knew what they were going to do, but the offense was my worry. We had a lot of girls missing, but with men's football, next man up.
Right.
And we did that. Everybody was pretty much well prepared physically, not so much with the elements, but they can they can play the game. But mentally, it got confusing a little bit. With a lot of people talking. We know in the heat of the game, it's gonna be a lot of stuff going on.
Right,
So
right.
and some of the girls don't know how to handle that yet. They'll learn. The longer they play, the more they play. But the offense, we have a high-scoring offense when we're clicking, when we're all on the same page.
They average about, 45, 50 points a game?
Yeah, this year, at average. I mean, on a bad day. When we played our first game this year, we went to Seattle with only 15 girls from a 28-girl roster, and we won 45-0. It's our offense is surprisingly great. Even with some of the girls that we had missing,
Right.
we still solid.
Well, the one player that really stand out for me on the defense side of the ball was number 5, and I called her Shorty T most of the game because I can't
Shorty.
pronounce her last name.
Yeah.
She had a great ball game. I mean, she was sticking folks out there.
Yeah, Shorty. Here's the thing with Shorty. Shorty, wherever you need her, she don't care where it is. She was in there playing guard. She never even practiced guard, but we needed a body. She jumped her butt in there. So Shorty is somebody that you can always count on.
Right.
LG Moore, I want to speak up on her if y'all don't mind.
No, go ahead.
Go right ahead.
She's the glue for this team. I know Jessica won the MVP for the game. The players, the coaches, we had nothing to do with that. That was all. That's Terry. He picked who he wanted. He got his favorites. Whatever. But
That play,
yeah.
That play, the way she came up and made the play on
Right.
the throw, and then some of the stuff because she kind of was not in the offense. You're going to be able to get her the ball
Right.
earlier in the
Right.
game, and she's like, "I'm going to make a play to get us this lead."
Well, she made 2 plays back to back,
Right.
both
Yeah.
pass plays. Yeah.
She's a superior athlete.
Yeah.
But an even more of a superior athlete, LG, the one that got the ball to her. And LG, she may not have been the MVP for the game, but she's the MVP of our team.
Yeah.
On both sides of the ball, offense, defense, special teams. She's a coach on the field. She does all that. And then her sister, KO, she stepped up as one of the coaches. And that was, a big plus because she knows the girls. She feels the heartbeat, and she's in tune. So, I mean, we have a good mix, but I think we needed a little more gluing. A little more gluing, and it will be fine. We'll be fine.
That's once again. That's go ahead.
Talk about the facilities here. We've done several. We webcast for several different ball teams and so forth. And we think we're of the opinion this facility here is almost a perfect size for women's football.
Look, I'm reaching out to my community, the Antelope Valley, to have our own facility. And the facility that I want, it seats 2,500 people. That it doesn't need to be a 10,000 seat stadium. 2,500 people in close proximity, that shit gets loud. I didn't mean to say that, but it gets loud.
Right now, Coach, we're live.
Yeah, it gets loud, and that's what we want. We want the excitement. We want the fans right up on it, and you don't have to have the SoFi Stadium to to get that. You put, like I said, you put them in close proximity. It's gonna get loud. It's gonna get exciting, and the players feed off of that. So this facility, yes,
It's probably about a
I want to tell you.
yeah, that's all you need.
Speak on that field turf. That turf is amazing.
Can I take it up and roll it up and take it? Because this is like the field that I want at home in Antelope Valley. I like the 2 different colors and it's soft, it's bouncy, it's nice. It's a nice facility.
They use that buckwheat husk turf. It's called cool turf. They don't use that old.
Yeah, it wasn't as hot as the
it's
normal.
called cool turf specifically.
I got it.
Well, the athletic director, they get a shout out to once again the EW athletic director, Mr. Henry Smith, that whole athletic director staff, all the staff. When he was telling me about that coach, he was bragging on it. And when we got out there, I see why. It's
nice.
It was actually colder than the grass field we had back at our facility.
It's very nice.
Yeah.
It was very pleasant. A pleasant relief from normal turf. Because the turf we got at home in Antelope Valley, oh my God, that stuff is hot.
We've done games here with a storm like this, and 30 minutes after the game on the field, you can't tell it rained.
Yeah.
The drainage shows up.
Yeah. I like what I see. I like what I felt. The girls didn't complain about it because my girls like grass. They don't like turf, but they didn't complain about this at all. So.
Future of the field. I hope everybody that's listening, if they want to do a new field, they need to call these folks, get yourself a cool turf field, because that's the future of field turf right there. I love that stuff. They can get rid of that ground up tire stuff, use whatever that is. I don't care how much that costs. That was worth every dime.
Yeah, it's nice.
How's it feel to be Legacy Bowl 4 champion?
How does it feel to be Legacy Bowl 4 champion? I want to put it in the proper perspective. It feels it's like a relief, because I knew we felt we should have had it last year. We don't feel that we were beat last year. We lost the game. We didn't get beat, and we felt that. So it feels like that missing piece. That missing piece of the puzzle just fit right in there. But I hope this does what I hope it is supposed to do. It's supposed to open up a lot of doors for us in our community at home. Something that the Antelope Valley can be proud of. I want to give a shout out to Laura Betancourt and Palmdale.
Thank you, Laura. Thank you, Palmdale.
Yeah, thank you, Laura. Thank you, Palmdale. They helped us get here. And our fans at home. They really helped us out as far as fundraising, helping us get here and all that stuff. Our real fans and our real supporters really were fans. Our fans were fanning and our supporters were supporting, so it was cool.
Good.
You guys ran the table, right? Undefeated this year.
Yes, we ran the table undefeated this year.
Congratulations.
And they earned it. They worked for it. They earned every step. They earned it. Good or bad, they earned it.
Especially this last game.
Oh man.
Terry, for ball clubs that watch today and are waiting on the All-Star game, for other ball clubs that might be in other leagues that might not be satisfied, how do they come about joining the WTF?
They could just call us or send me up an email. Go to the website. We got an email, or you can just go on our Facebook page. That's the easiest way because I try to get my other folks to do the social media. I got too many things going on around to be on social media. A lot of times, this person hit you up. Okay, let me get somebody to see if they checked it for me, because and I know a lot of people focus on that. But my focus is of doing the business aspect, setting up the relationships, trying to do things that are going to grow our sport. I'm not in competition, and I don't want anybody in our league to feel like we're in competition with any other league, with any other thing. We don't have a problem with nobody. You know what I mean? Might be some people have a problem with us, but that's their problem. I'm not going to give a person that don't like me any of my headspace. I'm too old, got too much other stuff going on. So we just wish everybody the best. We hope everybody, get what they were looking to get out of their league. And we do what we do. So when we do this, we just ask the people. I try to ask him. He'll know, what is your goal? Are you trying to do something to help the sport? Are you going to do it as a business? Or are you just looking to play? If you're just trying to come to me telling me about your resume, you win championships, and you're not telling me how you're going to help these girls and get community involvement and work with your community so that they can be supported, because it takes money.
Yeah.
And them girls, they're working and they got to take care of their families. They may not have that extra income to put into football. So we got to get that revenue just like you do in high school from somewhere. And if you're not willing to work to help those girls be able to, he ain't going to say it. He's put some money out of his own pocket. You get what I'm saying?
Oh, I'm going to say it.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll say it. Yeah. Me and my wife have sacrificed a lot. And it's not about the money. Like I said earlier, it's about women's empowerment. And in order to make this thing really go, we're going to have to put some money in it from somewhere. And last year it came from us. This year it came from us. Plus the girls fundraised to, do what they had to do. But we need support. It costs a lot of money for these girls to travel, to eat, to Airbnbs and hotels and publicity shots and all this, to getting their hair and makeup done. All that comes into play. So they need the support. And they're very much worth it. They're very much worth it.
So what we do is that's one of the things we want to interview the people to make sure is that if they're in it for the business and if they're in it for to help these girls. And obviously everybody wants to try to make a little bit of profit so it doesn't come so much out of our pockets and stuff like that.
That tent's going. The tent.
The storm coming through. Yeah, we're gonna ride it out though, because I want them girls to play.
Right.
And so those are the things we look for. But if you're interested, we're here to help. Everybody works with each other. Like I said, we're all for one here. We all ought to sit there and we talk and we help each other out as much as we can. We share ideas. I'm not going to keep an idea to myself and then we did this to make some money and say nothing to nobody else. It's all about that. Okay, we'll get it. And it's all about just trying to make sure everybody in our league understands we're about each other. We're not the ownership of the teams. We're not competing against each other. We're trying to put on an event so the community, when we go to Antelope Valley, their community is entertained, and when they go and they go to Seattle, their community is entertained, just like any other sport. So that's what we do. So if you're interested in that, we'll work with you. We want to meet you where you're at. And you just got to have the right mindset and be willing to be a team player with all of us, because everybody get their input. He'll tell me all the time, like he probably like, why you ain't do that trophy different?
I got a mold that I need done. You need to talk to our GM, Adrian Clayton. Adrian is, she's, and I want to give a shout out to her too. Oh, she went to the mat for us this year. She's the best GM in women's football. I don't care, hands down. Adrian Clayton is the best GM in women's football. She came and she showed out, and she actually made a lot of stuff happen that would not have happened if it wasn't for her. So thank you, Adrian.
And that's what I'm talking about right there. So you got so many people. It ain't about me. It's never been about me. When we were together with the Pumas, as you know, you seen us together. You seen me shell out money for people who couldn't do it. It's never been about me. It's about what we're going to do for these ladies, because I'm a big believer in spiritual law. God does not mock you, reap what you sow. If you don't sow nothing, you don't reap nothing. So we try to sow into these people, we sow into each other, and things always seem to work out. We seem to get the things what we need, and we're just now making so we can go bigger and better than it's ever been before. Take our sport out of the dark ages, and we're willing to work with anybody that's willing to work with us. It's not about me, it's about us, and a lot of times we just need people to have that same mindset. Yeah. Yeah.
Terry, I don't mean to cut you off.
No, we got it. Yeah, I was just about to say you.
I'm going to shut the I'm going to shut the webcast down. What we're going to do, if folks are home, will click subscribe. YouTube will notify them when we come back live for the game. So if you folks at home will click the subscribe button on our YouTube channel, it will tell y'all when we come back live. We'll come back live about 15 minutes before kickoff for the All-Star game between the WTFL and the Mexican Blaze. All right, Coach, congratulations on your championship.
Yep. Appreciate it.
Hopefully we'll see you back again next year.
Congratulations, Coach.
All right. All right.
For Terry, Coach, Sammy, and the rest of the crew in here, I'm Adam Bell for Charlton Sportsnet and the KSTY TV 50 out of San Diego and Baja. We'll be back momentarily for the All-Star game after this.